start, and when we keep hearing back, you guys don't have rooftops, you don't have rooftops, that's where then we gotta get creative with our incentives, and also we need the right people, and I think we're finally getting to a point where we probably have local supporters that are going to invest in our community, but we need the local.
But Mark, we've been focusing on the downtown development for that versus, to me, maybe the aha moment here is, let's put a convenience store someplace else.
Well, and that's where
Because
we're
it may
talking,
not
is
be-
we're talking outside of
Right.
downtown,
Think
yeah.
out of yeah, we have other spots in town that we can do. Maybe that's a good EDA topic.
Yeah, when's the last time we've really talked about Gateway District specifically?
We haven't, but you're gonna see it.
Okay.
I can't tell you a ton on it, but you're gonna see it pretty quick.
It took me 6 months in council to know that there was a Gateway District. So it's like, but
Well,
that's probably prime convenience
But I
store
mean,
real estate. I would
we've got
assume, so.
activity, I can tell you that we have activity right now in our Gateway District
Okay.
that could change it.
Okay.
And I'm hopeful. I'm
Because
hopeful
yeah, as
that
I
it
was reading
pops. We just
comments,
don't have it
especially,
down
I mean,
yet.
Gateway District kept coming up and up and up for. I mean, it's overwhelming what the people really want here, and it wasn't surprising. It's just
I think it's important to remember, though, is I mean, there's been previous attempts in the past at some of these things have been mentioned, that, you know, dining, shopping, and there's been different attempts to do that, and it hasn't happened. We've had people interested that have invested some dollars in trying to get something like that to happen, and it hasn't happened. So I think you know, it's kind of like Mark says, it takes a while. The economy is really rebounded since 2008, 2010, but we're out a little bit further
Right.
than
Or
Minneapolis.
longer.
Yeah.
So it takes us, it's a ripple effect, and it takes us a little bit longer to really get that economic push again. And where you're gonna get that shopping and that dining is from local people in the area that are really gonna push that. You're not gonna get Caribou or Chipotle in Maple Plain at this time.
We did try though. I mean, we had.
Oh, I know
you tried,
So
yeah.
EDA thought,
Yeah.
I know that the group. So I think it was a good test for us this last year and a half when we were out there actively trying to market regional and national players,
Yeah.
and we just kept hearing back the same thing.
Yeah.
Which is, no incentive's gonna get us here. You're just not, you don't fit our market right now. And so then you have to kind of refocus and now go a different direction.
Sure.
I think that's where we are, but,
So-
yeah.
So this has been valuable discussion. What are our next steps with the
Yep.
comp plan and going forward?
So just looking at our schedule, we put together a timeline, we've updated that timeline, so, we had our kickoff meeting, we went through our community survey, we presented the findings of the community survey. Our next step is to start preparing the initial comprehensive plan chapters. Our next piece is gonna kind of take this community survey, take discussion we've had here, identify strengths and weaknesses within our plan, and kind of what I would call key issues, and bring that back to present it to the planning commission to start dissecting that plan into the various sections that we need to get into. So basically, the community survey gave us this baseline, this initial discussion, starts to identify some of the issues that we want to focus the plan on, and now we're gonna take our plan and break it down to say, here's some areas that we are gonna focus on within our plan, and then how are we gonna move that forward, so.
Is that looking at January?
Yeah, I would say just given the holidays and everything, it's gonna take us a while to now take this, and we've already started that process of breaking down our plan and incorporating these comments. I wanted to have this meeting to kind of just recap, talk about issues. I think a great issues actually come out of this, that we weren't talking about, and then we'll come back together in January and kind of keep moving forward on
Okay.
that same program, so,
Thank you.
yeah.
Thank you all for being
I
here.
have one more comment, if I
Oh,
may.
sorry, Stephen. Yes.
Just wanted to pull out one item on page 18 about the design team. I mean, this is all great information from the survey, that's been good discussion, but I do want to kind of emphasize, the work that the design team did and started in '06. And I think that the information that came from that exercise is still valid, and that we should, continue to include that in the, as we look at further discussions about the comp plan.
Because I think it supports some of the comments in here too. And I think it means that people coming in knew they didn't maybe know that something had happened in the past.
Yeah, or don't know where the gateway is, right? I mean, that's a good example, and you're new
Yeah.
to the council, and Caitlin is as well, so I mean, that'd be a good perspective, I think, and where we've come from in the recent past.
Yeah.
One of the steps you'll notice is after we get kind of this issues identification, we show that we'd have a public meeting. So I think part of this is education, and part of it is just getting people to kind of look back. So I think after we do our kind of initial discussion on the issues identification, I would think that we would want to have then, after that, check with the public to have an open house, have a meeting, and then see if people also identify with those same issues in there. And so that, you'll see that in there as kind of the next after that January meeting.
Could we get those design team recommendations out to the group,
Absolutely.
just as a good education?
It's January 2018 too.
Yeah, and that-
Yeah.
Time machine.
we're going back.
Mark, just a comment, the questions specific, I think, are very good, useful tools for you to coordinate this next stage and get the comp plan started. It's the comments, page after page after page of comments, that is kind of that low-hanging fruit
Yeah.
that I think really isn't part of the comp plan as it is giving the city direction as far as what they can do on a daily, weekly, monthly basis to,
Correct.
Yeah, and I think, I mean, I agree, and I think we asked questions that were outside of the comp plan scope specifically to try to get some.
We did
As
that.
long as we were sending it out, we were trying to get city feedback on more general
So-
items, and I agree. that-
and I'm just saying, so I
Yeah.
guess that should have been directed towards Bobby and Nicole, that's kind of
Yeah.
checklist.
Are the results and comments, even how is that going to get out to the peoples?
Well, I think, I mean, we certainly will publish it on our website for sure. We could do potentially a brief follow-up or select certain ones to share in a newsletter, but we certainly wouldn't mail this whole thing out by any stretch.
Yeah, no.
But it would be made available on our website, much like our downtown guidelines and our comp plan already. So,
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We're gonna go back to swearing in Barb Rose to the Maple Plain Planning Commission, so I'm gonna turn that over to our administrator.
you could come up here, Barb. We'll make this real official.
All right. I don't remember doing this the last.
Oh my gosh, all those years you were unofficial.
We're gonna make it real official this time. So I need you to raise your right hand and then repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Barbara Rose,
Do solemnly swear
solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Minnesota,
the Constitution of the State of Minnesota,
and will faithfully discharge
faithfully discharge
the duties of the Planning Commission
the duties of the Planning Commission
of the City of Maple Plain
of the City of Maple Plain,
in the County of Hennepin
County of Hennepin,
and the State of Minnesota,
and the State of Minnesota,
to the best of my judgment and ability,
to the best of my judgment and ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Welcome.
All righty?
All right. So while Barb is signing that, are there any
Barb,
council
congrats.
reports or other
Welcome back.
business tonight?
Welcome back.
All right.
Barb, okay. Look, okay, I know.
Thank you for serving.
Hi, Bobby. Hi. Oops, sorry. And we don't know
I'll be on the planning commission with
you.
you.
I'm gonna give you one to send home right away.
Any other business this evening? Michelle?
No, I always, no, it can all wait. We've got the big things, yes.
You
Okay.
looking for a motion to adjourn?
All right, looking for, any visitors to be heard? All right, looking for a motion to adjourn?
moved.
Moved by DeLuca.
Second.
Second by Phil. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All right, meeting adjourned at 7:06.
I thought we were gonna give one to John.
I thought,
finally.
Oh, I
there
thought
was
you'd
gonna
let
be
the
a
planning
bidding
commission
war.
have one. Joint meeting, y'all boss hogs.
Snooze, you lose.
They don't know how quick you guys like to adjourn.
Yeah. That's part of the.
We'll have a 5-minute recess and then the workshop will